When you play on the service for a certain amount of time, you're going to get put into kind of this large league. And these are the different leagues that you'll have. So we have everything from a practice league, which I'll talk about in a little bit, all the way up to a pro league. You know, most of us will probably be somewhere in between all those things. And so for the most part, you'll just kind of know yourself as a bronze player or a gold player or something like that, and you'll play within kind of that percentage of the league. Within your league, you are ranked against 100 players of your skill level. So you'll kind of be in this division. And we make sure that everyone within your division is close enough to your skill level where it's very, very realistic that you can actually compete against them and win. But I do have to call one thing out here, which for some reason, I don't know why, I don't know if you guys know any of the names of the various aliases of the Blizzard employees, but for some reason my web guys decided to put me underneath Jeff Kaplan, Tom Chilton, and Greg Street on this list, and there's no way any of them would beat me at Starcraft 2, so I don't know what the deal with that is. All right. So everyone has a chance to win their division, and that's really the point. So the point is, when you're in a division, that's what you focus on. You focus on your league, you focus on your division, and at the end of the season, if you do really well and you win your division, you place really highly, you get to go to the end of the season tournaments and really prove who's going to win the league. All right, so on top of that, those are kind of the competitive features, you know, for kind of the ladder play, but we also kind of have this concept for casual play options. And this is everything from a practice league, co-op skirmish, random teams, challenges, custom games, and talk just briefly a little more about the practice league. The way that works is, like if you really are a true new player and you kind of want to be in a safer experience, the practice league has slightly different rules than the rest of the leagues. We actually slow down the game speed, and we put maps in there that are very much kind of anti-rush maps. So it really is kind of this kind of friendlier, slowed down experience, so you can kind of get used to the game without getting 4-pull rush 2 seconds in. All right, so now I'm going to show you more screens from the competitive. All right, so the first thing I talk about is the party system. So the party system is something that's been around in a couple other games. Most notably, obviously, we have a party system in World of Warcraft. And even though that game's a role-playing game, we didn't feel like there was any reason why we couldn't bring that over to Star 2. So it kind of works the same way as you would see in World of Warcraft. So you can invite somebody to your party. In this case, I'm being invited to a party. And if you look up in the upper right-hand corner, now you can see all my party members. So now we're in a party. And the big advantage of being in a party is we can talk with each other very easily. And the other thing is that we automatically go into games together. So whoever the party leader is, they can select whatever game that we're going to play. In this case, we're selected the 2v2 option. I can select my race, and then we go into the game together, and then when the game's over, we also come back into the service together also. So we can just play as this persistent party and play as many games we want to play until the party breaks up. So this would be an example of once the game starts, waiting for other players, and then load into the game itself. All right, so here's some screens. This is an example of what might happen once you've played in the service for like 10-ish games. It might be a little bit longer than that. You get placed in the league, so there's an example of that where I got selected to be put into the 1v1 Gold League. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about Warcraft 3 was the custom game list was kind of this mishmash. You know, you'd see a whole bunch of Dota games, and probably most of those Dota games said things like, no noobs, please. And it was like, that was the entirety of the game list. And if you wanted to find an interesting game, or the game you wanted to play, you really couldn't do it. So this is the example of how this list would look. So if you look at the very top, there's the example of Dota All-Stars. So all the different Dota games would be consolidated into that one line under just the name of the map itself. So you're